6. It's Thursday morning and we're off to Spa. Bit of a wet start, as you can see. Well, maybe you can't, but there's the bike, nicely loaded, and there's the weather. Anyway, off to pick up Pete now, so I'll catch you in a few moments. Bye for now. Hungerford petrol station on a wet Thursday. Yeah, let's go.
Is there anyone here who's not been with us with a motorcycle before?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Rule of thumb, you can see daylight out the window, stay with your bike. When we leave the station and come into the station, we go from 10 tracks down to 1 and vice versa. The train moves slightly from side to side. Yeah. You get a bit of a wobble. We've never lost a bike, but for your own peace of mind, it's best to stay with it. Once we're in the tunnel, no problems. There's your toilet if you need it.
Lovely, thanks. Parking, camping car. There we are. Yeah. Well, we made it to Girondelle. Here's the B&B. Here's Mr. P's room. And Mr. P,
slightly bedraggled,
in a state of bedragglement. And here's the room. It's really smart. Little ensuite. There we go. And home from home. Outside, there's a pair of pygmy goats and a chicken. We had a good rundown. It's bloody wet in parts. But yeah, wetter than we'd hoped. Our jacket let a bit of water in. Pete had a nice waterproof jacket, waterproof trousers, so he's fairly dry. Yeah, not much to say really. Didn't really get much video, but we'll maybe get that right tomorrow. So yeah, get these togs off, have a bit of a crash out, and then we'll head off down and see what's to eat. Speak later. Had a really good night last night out in the local restaurant. Uninspiring pizza, but a nice cup of coffee and a bit of dessert. So weather's not looking too bad this morning, and get this breakfast down our gullets, fire the morning cannons, and then we'll be off. There goes the sat nav on the floor. Crash. Nice little village. Wonderful breakfast. Real nice bit of a French bread, homemade jam. Fabulous. Weather's still a bit inclement, but should be brightening up later. Yeah, so shooting off. What have you got? 300 kilometres today, so about 4 hours ish. Gets up to Francorchamps, and yeah, maybe a stop or two on the way. So looking forward to that. Let's hope it remains fairly dry. So we've just stopped at the really pretty town of Givet. Lovely run down the river. Really pretty. The sun's coming out, so we've got the sunglasses on. It's about 11:15, so we've just stopped for a cup of coffee, and there we are. And the market's open today, so we're going to see whether we can find ourselves a nice cup of coffee. I wouldn't mind something nice on the pastry front. But ever so pretty scenery, the Ardennes. Much nicer than I'd imagined, and much larger, and the towns on the side of the river are really pretty. This paint looking very cool. Say hello to the camera, Pete. Yeah, so we just had a quick look around the market here. It's really pairs of jeans for €5. Onions. Typical French, the knife shop. Nice things to eat. Mind you, we don't need to eat much. We ate fairly well last night. Had a nice breakfast this morning, and every town should have one. It's the town hall. They're really pretty. Oh look, oysters as well. You won't find those in the Marlborough market, let me tell you. So, we found some coffee. And we found pain au chocolat as well. So just enjoying the world and putting the world to rights.
Parking?
Yes, please.
Parking too.
Parking too. Well, we made it. Made it to Spa. We've had some lunch and we're just having a little bit of a wander around the pits. So this is Paul. Say hello. So this is the classic race coming up. So classic, goodness knows what. This is interesting. Look at this. So we're going to have a bit of a wander around with Paul. Paul's going to show us some of the nice parts of the circuit, and Pete and I will head off this evening and do our own thing food-wise. And then tomorrow night it's going to be a wander around this circuit. Apparently a buffalo burger or something. But yeah, so the weather's holding up quite nicely. So we're going to have a little look around and look at some of the parts of the circuit that are best enjoyed dry, just in case it rains tomorrow, which we hope it won't. But let's see. So anyway, we're going to get going. But yeah, have a look at this sort of stuff. Fabulous machinery. So what's this for an engine, Paul? Looks like two parts of an aero engine, doesn't it? Morgan Aero.
So yes, the Jazz. Qui est une Lola T212, 5e ligne pour Macedo Silva et sa Lola T70 numéro 170 et le duo Ferro.
As always, looks docile, but fighting for your life, I guess. Smell the Castrol R. That's a nice thing that I can smell, but we can't put on the video. And oh dear, look at this. A little bit of greyness, and I just felt a spot of rain. So let's hope we stay dry. Here we are, move round a bit, walked up the hill, and here comes the, what are these? Under 2 litre touring class. Ford Caprice, Sierra RS. These are all the cars that we could have actually bought. Yeah, we could have bought them, but we didn't.
Well, I nearly bought an Alpha GTB.
Yeah, but
quite close.
the Sierra Cosworth.
Yeah.
You know, they were expensive cars to buy, but one could have bought one.
Yeah.
And it'd be worth what now? A lot.
Well, Lotus Cortina would have been the thing to have.
Yeah. You talk to Keith, the number of those that he scrapped when he worked in a scrapyard, and they cut it. Listen.
Yeah.
And now,
or an Escort Mexico.
yeah.
Or
But the question is, what's the car to buy now? Because even 10 years ago, who would have had a Peugeot 205 GT?
yeah. Well, I know several people who did and wrecked.
Anyway, this is a bunch of old gits reminiscing about the things that they should have spent their money on when
Speak
they
for
could
yourself,
have done,
Barnard.
but didn't.
Well, I wish I'd bought.
Yeah, Paul disagrees with the word old.
A Ducati 998.
Okay, so we're standing at what's called the double left corner. It's where the car's coming down the hill and they go into a pair of S's, a pair of lefts. Basically one left followed by the next one. Here we go. With as we can see, a rather large amount of kitty litter spread out. There's also been a couple of cars into the litter this morning. And the thing that you can't see from the TV, of course, is the height difference between the bottom and the top of the circuit. It's really quite pronounced. It's quite a long So the question is, are we having fun? And the answer is yes, we are. Right, so we've walked pretty much around the circuit. We dumped Paul and Rob off to go back and get their taxi. So we've come round to the chicane, which is really interesting. So they come steaming up a hill into really a very sharp double S. So I'll let's have a look at a few of the cars coming into it. We've already seen one almost into the kitty litter. Well, of course, they're all on their best behaviour now. We're filming them, aren't they? So we're going to we'll toddle on. It's come up about 6 o'clock, so we're going to jump on the bike and go back into Stavilo. I think find some grub, go and buy some milk for breakfast tomorrow, and see what the evening brings. Weather-wise, it's still okay. It's holding up. It's about 17, 18 degrees still, so quite muggy and dry at the moment. So let's see what this evening brings. Okay, see you later. Well, here we are. Second day. The weather's not very brilliant. It's had to put our rain suits on to come down here. About 10:30, so we just walked into the circuit, and to be met by this lovely sea of Ford GT40s. They're really nice. Didn't get any pictures from the apartment last night. Probably not worth looking at. 2 blokes in an apartment with beer and putting the world to rights, etc. As got up this morning, had a lazy breakfast, wimped out for a half an hour, then decided, shit, let's just go. So we went, put the rain suits on, nipped down to the circuit, got lost, found our way back. So yeah, we're going to position ourselves here, I think, for the I'm not sure what the name of this corner is, but it's actually where the cars go up the hill, and it looks really good. As I said yesterday, the circuit's very hilly, and this first hill is quite a steep hill. Then they turn left at the top of it, so the suspension is really loading up as they go up this hill. So it should be good fun. Anyway, we've had some breakfast at the apartment, but I'm sure we'll have another breakfast in a moment. There's Pete looking suitably, well, not miserable, still happy. So we'll crack on. Speak later. Race has started. It's about 4:30 at the moment, so we've been going a half an hour, and the heavens have opened quite nicely, as we can see. So it's a wet old start. So we're as you can see, we've donned the full rubber suits, so I'm nice and dry inside. We're going to take a walk up to the grandstand, park our feet for a while, see how we get on. So hopefully we're not going to be enduring this for the entire evening, but if we do, we do, so say la vie. Well, Sunday morning, nice and bright. I'm not sure how long that'll last. The weather forecast is for a bit more rain, but hey, we're having fun. Yesterday evening was good. Stayed there till 10 o'clock. End of the race. Bit kind of dark. Can't really see what's going on really. But there's a fabulous mini traveller that went round. Came about 20th position. Fabulous. Anyway, here's the long prey. Bit of a belated picture. Now getting our stuff together. Hopefully today we're going to go up to the reception, and they'll be nice enough or kind enough to allow us to leave half of our junk with them until we come back. We don't really want to be marching around the paddocks, etc., in the full bike gear, and we'd also just like to take one bike down there. So yeah, I can smell other people having breakfast, so I think I'll go and get ours ready. Well, I'll go get mine ready. Pete's in the shower at the moment. Good morning from a very wet and miserable Spa circuit. It's Sunday morning, and as you can see, we're both now suitably attired for inclement weather, which it bloody well is. Bit of faffing around with the stuff. Got it dropped off at reception in the end. Come down here. God, glad we put our waterproofs on because it's actually it's belting down. So we're going to head to the stand, I think, and see what the morning brings. I suspect it'll bring more of this. Anyway, we're having fun, so we'll catch you in a bit. Suggests that what we were in was just going through, and hopefully this afternoon's going to get a bit better. Maybe on the way back to Arras we'll drive through something, but hopefully not too torrential. Anyway, here's a couple of Astons being loaded onto their transporter for the trip home. Finally made it to the Campanile in Arras. Really easy to find if you know how to find it. Really difficult to find if you don't, which we didn't. We drove straight past it. We said, "Oh look, there's the hotel. It's on the right hand side." So we kind of anyway, we turned down, we went past the cemetery, went through a council estate, went to a very helpful sign that said Hotel Campanile, 4th road on the right, and of course there was no 4th road on the right. Anyway, and of course my French is awful, and so despite phoning the hotel, I couldn't make out the fact that I was lost. And then a very helpful Frenchman stopped in a van and said, "Do you guys need any help?" And we said, "Yes, we do, thank you very much." And so he explained to us how to get there. Anyway, we're here. So this is the room. It's a fairly simple hotel, consisting of a double bed and a loo, and a loo, and a loo and a shower. Yeah, we got royally soaked. Well, dumped on. We didn't have the we didn't get actually soaked ourselves, but this is the this is where we are, middle of an industrial estate. A bit of a long old drive, fairly blustery. Pete's looking really happy. Clinging on for dear life on the autoroute. Anyway, we're here now, so I'll just sign off. Well, good morning from I was going to say sunny Arras. It's not sunny, but it's certainly not bad. The weather's forecast to be really nice actually this morning, and as we can see, well, into the distance, we've got a big band of blue weather. So basically, we're going to be heading off at about 9:45. Go up to Vimy Ridge, have a look round there, which apparently is very, very emotive when you get there, and then we'll be back at the tunnel for the kind of 2 o'clock crossing or so. Got to be back in the UK by 4 o'clock local, so I think that's when it's going to start raining again. Restaurant meal was nice last night. Fabulous breakfast this morning, all you could wish for. Some really nice people in the restaurant. One nice chap who's used to be a BMW driver asked a bit about this. His last trip was to Israel, and he's living on his memories, but he said, yeah, once a biker, always a biker. So yeah, lovely guy. Well, we've made it to the Vimy Ridge Memorial. The building's closed sadly, but we're going to have a little stooge round the grounds, which we've just walked into, and I suspect this is going to be quite emotive. These are the old trench work. So this is the remnants of the old Western Front. So the first sign is really poignant because it says this area of land is a gift from the French people to the Canadian people in perpetuity. So what a lovely thought, in memory of those brave boys who laid down their lives all those years ago. 101 years ago, when you think, mad. Hello.
How you doing? All right.
Very well. How are you?
Not bad at all. See you. Quite a nice open face that one. I can see you. That's good. Have it together. We meet.
Spa racing circuit down in Belgium.
Yeah, good trip.
6 hour? No, bloody wet. But now it's nice coming home.
Now you're coming back. Yeah.
Say la vie. Thank you.
Okay, so